Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Kicking and Screaming. And this movie came out in 1995 and it's directed by Noah Baumbach. And he's the same director who directed The Meyerowitz Stories and Marriage Story. And those are two movies that I thoroughly enjoyed. And this was his first feature film, and I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. And there isn't really much to the plot. It's just a bunch of guys who graduate from college who don't really know what to do with the rest of their lives, and it's just dialogue, and it's incredibly entertaining, and it's never boring for me, and I like the characters in the movie a lot, and there's bits of comedy, and those are always effective for me, and the bits of drama work for me as well, and any direction that the story takes I was into, and it's just a thoroughly entertaining movie for me, and nothing about the movie felt fake or like it was coming from a machine. It all felt very natural, and especially with the performances, I thought everyone did a really good job. And overall, it was just a good movie that didn't necessarily surprise me, and I'm not saying that was a bad thing, that it didn't have any surprises for me, but it just remains consistently good, and there were scenes in it where I was like, yeah, that was good, but did I feel like I got something new out of the story that we were being told? Not necessarily. It was kind of just like you watch scenes of characters hanging out and just talking to each other, and it's just exploring the lives of these guys, and it goes over the course of like, I don't know, 6 months, I believe, and it's interesting where it goes, and I like where the story went, and there were some flashback scenes that I kind of liked, and at first I didn't realize that they were flashback scenes until like the end of the movie, because I failed to catch on that was the intention of the film, but that I liked, and the romance, whenever we did get that, I thought it was handled well, and it was interesting where it went, and even though we don't really get a lot of it, and when I first looked at what genre this movie was in, according to Google, it was like romance comedy. I was like, oh, romantic comedy, but when you watch the movie, it's not really that. It's more of like just characters talking and like hanging out, and it's not necessarily about one specific character. It's about like this group and watching where their friendship goes, and it's just a good, solid movie that does everything it has to, and none of it's poorly executed. I didn't feel as though like anything stood out to me as like cheesy or forced, like I've said already, and I would definitely like to see this movie again, or at least show it to someone who hasn't seen this movie yet, because I'm curious to see like what their reaction would be, and I think just about anyone can watch this movie and enjoy it. So check this movie out if you haven't already. It's good, it's solid, it does everything that it needs to, and it's just good at doing that. And I guess one thing to mention before I give my rating, I was curious to see if this movie had a Blu-ray release, but I don't think it has a Blu-ray yet, which is kind of shocking, because it does have a Criterion DVD, but not a Criterion Blu-ray, which I found to be kind of odd. So I'm guessing it's just one of those movies that had a physical release, but nobody cared to give it a Blu-ray release or a 4K release yet. So who knows, maybe that'll happen someday, but I watched this movie on Netflix, so that's how I first got introduced to this movie. So, but anyways, check this movie out if you haven't already. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Kicking and Screaming from 1995 a 7 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Kicking and Screaming from 1995, not the Will Ferrell one from 2003, I believe. That's a different movie, like I've said in my last video, but anyways, what did you think of the Noah Baumbach directed movie that's from 95? Tell me what you thought down below, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Fear Street Part 1, 1994. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching, and have a great day.